CBS 42 Washington Bureau, President Donald Trump ordering 300 National Guard troops to Los Angeles. They are responding to days of protests over immigration raids. Washington correspondent Vinay Simlot joins us live. And Vinay, the president says more troops are actually on the way.
Yeah, and David, the California Governor Gavin Newsom says his state does not need them. It's the first time since 1965 that a president has activated the National Guard against a governor's wishes. That last time was President Lyndon B. Johnson. He sent troops over there to Alabama to protect a civil rights march.
We are overwhelmed as far as the number of people out there engaged in this type of activity.
Another night of protests in Los Angeles, and Police Chief John McDonnell says his force is overwhelmed. He says those protests following ICE raids have escalated. They've shut down streets and started fires. President Donald Trump says, against the wishes of California's governor, he's deployed 200 members of the National Guard.
I did call him the other night. I said, look, you got to take care of this, otherwise I'm sending in the troops. That's what we did.
The LAPD chief says he didn't request federal troops.
I'd say we wouldn't have been there yet. Looking at the violence tonight, I think we got to make a reassessment.
And on Saturday night, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth warned if violence continues, active duty Marines at Camp Pendleton will also be mobilized. They're on high alert. House Speaker Mike Johnson reacted on Sunday morning.
You don't think sending the Marines into the streets of an American city is heavy-handed?
We have to be prepared to do what is necessary, and I think the notice that might happen might have the deterrent effect.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy says Marines should only be deployed in American cities when they're having severe problems.
Now, what I've read so far is that does not seem to be the case that's happening in Los Angeles.
And Governor Newsom has called on President Trump to pull back and stand down, adding that he's inflaming the conditions in Los Angeles by sending in federal troops. The governor says he plans to challenge that in court this morning.
All right, so Vinay, a question for you. Tell us about the immigration operations that actually started all of this.
Yeah, there were several raids by ICE in Los Angeles on Friday, and that led to these protests. The police chief says that his department was not aware of these immigration raids, so it took them some time to respond to the protests. He said about 37 to 40 minutes, which he says is standard. Governor Newsom says the riots got worse after President Trump sent in the National Guard, but the police chief says they likely would have escalated regardless.
All right, Vinay Simlot live in DC. Thanks so much, Vinay.
And from our Tuscaloosa